BMM Network. The following broadcast is solely for the enjoyment and entertainment of our audience. This is the Blue Collar Minutemen Show. Let's go, Brandon.
Well, I don't screw. Welcome back to the Blue Collar Minutemen Show, where we're just a few guys trying to help keep this country great and help you stay free. Justin Yaza, how's it going, man?
It is going. How are you guys doing?
Hey, well, it's a wet, rainy day, but pretty good.
At least the snow's gone.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
snow's gone.
saying.
But it's supposed to get cold again tonight. Bill,
Yeah.
you were on vacation, weren't you?
I wish I still was.
How was Florida again? Because
Fantastic. Okay. Beautiful. We had just the greatest time. I mean, there's none of this bull crap going on down there. I mean, you would never thought we ever had a pandemic. A week ago yesterday, I'm sitting in Camping World Stadium at the Citrus Bowl, fans everywhere. It's been 7 days, no symptoms, no signs. So, hey, I guess it doesn't like Florida, but I did get a t-shirt.
I love it. You know, we say that because, Bill, you're giving an example of what freedom still looks like from Florida, which the rest of our states, some of these blue states, are slowly trying to take away that, it seems.
Mhm.
Just saying. So if you enjoy your freedom, I'm just saying, you should definitely try to have leadership that supports that.
Right.
But
Right.
hey, let's jump into this, guys. Of course, put out a thing on Facebook that this is going to be an important show for you guys to listen to, because we've got to give you the heads up. We're trying to give you the information of what's going on. And let's start with the Supreme Court. So we've mentioned it before, and a lot of people know that Biden wanted this mandate to go through to mandate everyone to get the vaccine. You don't have a choice. It went through a first federal court, and correct me if I'm wrong, Bill. It went through a federal court the first time, and they basically kicked it out, saying, no, you can't mandate.
Right.
Then when I say they, I mean the Democrats and liberals, they appealed it. They sent it to a different federal court, a more, let's say, liberal court.
Appeals court.
Yeah,
The
appeals court.
appellate court.
And they said, yes, Biden can mandate the vaccine. This has now gone from there to the Supreme Court. And ladies and gentlemen, you need to understand that this is going to make or break us, their decision. Whatever the Supreme Court decides on this whole mandate thing will determine where we go from here. And Bill, you got some more information on that? I mean, they're looking like they're going to nix it and shoot it down being unconstitutional.
Yeah, that's what a lot of the court watchers are saying, that it looks like the more conservative court right now is going to rule this as unconstitutional, which will kick it all back down to the states, and the states will have the option to mandate or not mandate, because it's not a federal, it's nothing the federal government can do. They cannot tell you. One of the big problems was it's OSHA is telling you what you have to do in the workplace.
Mm-hmm.
But by getting this vaccine, it's not only affecting you in the workplace, it's affecting you at home, because you're vaccinated at home, wherever, you get this shot, it's homework, whatever. So they've overstepped their bounds of being able to regulate what happens in the workplace by putting, putting restrictions on you that's going to affect your life out of work.
Right. And that's not the purpose of OSHA.
Correct.
That
Mhm.
OSHA is not over you as an individual and your health. So they can't say anything. That's not their department.
It's not a job.
That OSHA is there for you to stay safe in the business that you are working in. That there are proper exits, that there are fire extinguishers, that the safety guidelines on the machines that you're working with meet their standards. That's what OSHA is there for. They've got nothing to do with your health.
Yeah. Maybe
But-
the best way or the closest they could compare it to is your occupational health.
Right.
You know, going to work, making sure that, like you said, machines are within codes and light fixtures. Man, this is how we stopped having workplaces similar to what was it? Going into the 1900s of workhouses in Europe.
Mhm.
Those conditions, man, like mold and shit like that everywhere. There's a reason why we have OSHA,
Right.
but this ain't it.
Right. Now, let's understand this too, people. If the Supreme Court says, look, this is unconstitutional, leave it to the states, that is a win.
Mhm.
It's going to be a win if you live in a red state. Because if you live in a blue state, that means that that state now has the ability to put restrictions on the people. So a lot of people have wondered about, well, my job is coming up that I have to sign paperwork. My job is saying that I have to show proper vaccination because, I have to show vaccination records now. So if the state then takes this, and Bill, correct me if I'm wrong, if the state then takes it, now the state can regulate what the businesses can impose.
Well, it's
To a
the
degree.
state legislature.
Hmm.
Man, a state has a lot more power than the federal government gives it credit for having,
Hmm.
according to the Constitution. Now, the state can pass a law. I mean, the governor can't just come mandate it, but the
Right.
legislature can pass a law, which is the way it's supposed to be.
Hmm.
I don't even see in blue states this passing too many of them. Some of them, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but not a lot of them. People's not going to stand
No.
for it.
Man, do they have any idea by 20,000 some odd truckers just quitting or being forced out of their jobs, how that will cripple our economy?
2 weeks.
It's all about control.
2 weeks. That's the estimate is 2 weeks. When these come in effect, I think on the 15th. That's when
Mhm.
all those mandates come in effect if the Supreme Court doesn't do anything about it.
Right.
That's going to put 20 to 30,000 truckers that normally go in and out of Canada to bring goods back into the United States out of work. Not only is it putting them out of work, it's severely crippling our supply chain,
Yeah.
which 1/3 of our goods in the
Mhm.
grocery stores come from Canada, believe it or not. Without that being transported in, we're going to have some massive, massive, massive shortages, even worse than they are now. On the way home, for an example, on the way home from Florida, we stopped in a Walmart. We were just going to grab some bread and a box of coffee. This is a Walmart supercenter.
Hmm.
There was not one loaf of bread on the shelf. I am not exaggerating. There was not one loaf of bread on the shelf. Not one box of the coffee we drink, the Walmart brand carried coffee, not a box. Okay. We noticed as we looked around, then other items, shelves completely bare. This was a big super center in Tennessee, and the shelves were bare. This is before this problem is getting ready to arise. I mean, if it's that bad then or now, just waiting for 2 weeks, see what happens.
Yeah. And hopefully the Supreme Court, the last thing I saw on that, Supreme Court is expected to make a decision probably by the end of this coming week.
Right.
From everything, from what it looks like online, man, it does not look like it's going to hold.
No. And folks, and let me just say this, I'll put this out there too. I've put some of these links on our website. So go to the website, go to the contact us page on the website, and I have put these links on there. So you can go and you can read these articles that we're getting this information from. So sorry to interrupt you there, Justin. I just want to throw that out there, let people know.
Oh no, you good. We've already seen the shortages on certain goods and stuff like that at the international level with all these ships waiting to be go to port.
Mhm.
Now they're trying to cripple us from the inside.
Right.
So that it seems like this administration did everything they can to put a stop to incoming or imported goods and stuff.
Mhm.
Now they're putting a stop to our internal goods being delivered. That sounds an awful lot like, chess pieces being moved into certain spaces to be able to control the big picture.
Yes. And people, I have said this, and we've said it on the show. You cannot have a socialist country with a middle class.
Mm-mm.
Hmm.
They only want rich and poor. And here's another example. If you all haven't been paying attention, I like big cars and trucks and things. If you all haven't been paying attention, all these motor companies are coming out with electric vehicles. Have you all seen the prices of these damn things? $100,000 plus for an electric truck, all electric truck.
Now, let me just throw this in there real quick. Ford on their, what is it, the Lightning,
Mm-hmm.
has now put a stipulation on it. When you buy the truck, you must keep that truck for 1 year. If you sell that truck, you can face fines and penalties, and Ford will withhold the transfer of the title.
That is almost, well, that's communism. That's ridiculous.
From a huge company.
Yes.
That's garbage.
Now that was reported today.
And see, it's just what Justin said. There are chess pieces moving around, and if you all aren't keeping an eye on it and realizing it, they're setting it up to where they have all of the nice stuff, and we get left with government housing and cubes to live in.
Mhm.
Just saying.
This ain't a black and white thing, man. This is a control the masses thing.
And Justin, here's something else too. If you're going to go to war with somebody, you usually start by cutting off communications and their supply chain.
Yep. You have to you want to disrupt their supply routes before you go and hit them.
Just saying.
Man, all you guys, I understand that you're out there and you're struggling with this. Man, I'm gonna lose my job or I get vaccinated, and I don't believe in this. Man, stand your ground for as long as you can. I'm not gonna fault you if you give in. I'm in no position to judge you on that. But man, if these guys could hold out and see where this is going, man. I had some friends of mine that already in the medical field that they got forced into it, and they feel like they're letting down everyone by giving in. Man, I get it. I understand. And what they're doing, the people that should feel bad is the administration for doing this to the people,
Right.
trying to take away their freedoms and make them mandatory, blah, blah, blah. No, this is garbage.
And let me just add to that too by saying, you know, this, and this will help us segue to the next topic, but this vaccine, the question is still why? Why is it pushed so hard that you have to take it? If you don't wonder in your mind why they are pushing so hard and questioning that, I don't know what's wrong with you. Everybody has that survival sense. Like, you know, they say the hair stands up on the back of your neck if you enter a room and you feel like there's something wrong in this room. Your hair should be standing up about this vaccine going, what is with this? Because did they do this with the flu? Did they do this with pneumonia? The flu and pneumonia kill people all the time too.
Yeah.
Why is this one the special one all of a sudden? And like I said, this will help and this will help segue. Bill, what did the CDC come out with about the tests,
Okay,
COVID?
are you ready for this? The CDC admits that the COVID pandemic was the product of an inappropriate test.
Hmm.
And that's the headlines. This came out on December 28th. The CDC admits that the PCR test, you know, the one that they stick a swab up your nose to tell if you got COVID,
Mm-hmm.
cannot differentiate between COVID and the flu.
Wait, say that one more time.
The PCR test cannot differentiate between COVID and the flu. That's why the flu basically disappeared over the past 2 years. If you had the flu and you went in and got a PCR test for COVID, it's going to come back positive.
You know, I can't, sorry, go ahead, Bill.
Okay, what does that mean? That means over this period of time, everyone that had the flu that went in and got a PCR test and was told you have COVID, go home and quarantine for 14 days, ended up losing their job, everything else.
Business is
flu.
closed.
Over the
Yes.
flu. That means the big giant number of COVID cases probably isn't that big because the flu. Now, let's just throw this caveat in. This is from the
Mhm.
same article.
Mhm.
Hospitals make 39,000 to 48,000 per corona diagnosis.
Are you kidding me?
Hospitals
Damn.
make 39,000 to 48,000 per coronavirus diagnosis. They get nothing for the flu.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's crazy.
Money. And we've said that at the start of this. We said this way back.
Mm-hmm.
What did we see happen? We saw Nancy Pelosi. We saw a lot of those other people, Chuck Schumer, who heavily invested in all of these different companies.
Pharmaceuticals, yep.
Man.
The
Carry-
dots are being connected.
To carry that a little farther, politicians such as AOC, we'll just take that for an example, got to wear that mask, got to keep that mask on, everybody in her district is mandated to wear a mask. You can't come out without a mask on, you know? You're going, this stuff will kill you. Gotta have a mask on. Well, where did she show up on New Year's Eve? Thanks to our America's governor, Mr. DeSantis, who provided photographs of AOC hanging out down in Miami, Florida. Big celebration, elbow to elbow with people, no mask.
Hey, there's also a video of her down there in Florida kissing some other man that is, I don't know if you all saw that or not, but
Yep.
you know, he comes up, gives her a big hug. Her back is turned toward the camera, and you can see it. His head comes down like this. We know that's a kiss, but what happened to the social distancing?
What happened to the masks? You just don't have to wear them in Florida because there's no, yeah. So
Oh, so now
Isn't she married though? I'd be more concerned about homeboy coming up and be like, man, that's my wife, fool. What's up? I mean, come
Well-
on, man. This is crazy.
well, hey, Justin, we already know that most of those liberal Democrat politicians tend to be associated with Epstein agents. And so it wouldn't surprise me if they're like, hey, you can take my wife for a while. I'll take yours for a while.
Yeah, for real, man. These people are sick.
Oh, gosh.
and this is something I've been
Man.
looking at. Let me throw this in here real quick.
Uh,
This just came across. This is from NHK, which is the Japanese Broadcasting Corporation.
mhm.
Japan's health ministry has just informed NHK that all Pfizer and Moderna vaccines must now come with the warning label. It has been proven, serious side effects such as heart inflammation and the inflammation of the lining of the heart in younger Americans or younger Japanese. The figure shows in November, as of November 14th, out of every 1 million males who had the Moderna vaccine, 81.79% of males had some sort of heart problem identified after taking the vaccine. So now Japan says they've removed all mandates for vaccination
Mhm.
in the country of Japan, and both vaccines must have warning labels on them now. That just came in across,
I'm just
Japanese
saying,
news service.
and I have said this before, I respect the Japanese people and their culture. They have
Mhm.
such a high grade and degree of honor and truth in their culture. They're not putting up with this bull crap. If we just had just a little bit of their integrity and honor and the feeling of not being dishonored, people around here in America don't care as long as they're making green. That's all they care about.
It says the warning label must say can cause inflammation of the heart muscle and of the outer lining of the heart.
And Bill, you're saying that is the same vaccine that they're pushing in the United States.
Mhm. Now, let's go ahead and just seal the fact that we're getting kicked off of YouTube by saying, let's see, that's the same one. Yeah, I lost my chain of thought here. Okay. By saying this, this is the end of our YouTube career.
I know.
This will be strike number 3. But these figures are saying 81.79% of males aged 10 through 19 and 48.76% of males above 20 show these symptoms after getting the vaccine. All right.
hmm
And this is the Moderna and the Pfizer,
Yes.
the one that we're pushing here, the 2 that we're pushing here. Now, how come all these other countries recognize this? Well, we're supposed to be the most advanced in the world. What's causing us not to recognize this?
It's because they want socialism, Bill. It's control and money. If they can tear down the population, if they can get, here's the thing, when they stifle learning and they don't teach what they should be teaching, then these younger people have no clue. All of us who are older, which they need to get rid of, who know the history and who have been through a lot of stuff, if they can get rid of us, then it's easier to manipulate the young ones. And it's also, if you think about it too, it's all of us older blue collar people who are holding down the middle class. And if they can get rid of us, it's easier for them to get rid of the middle class.
Right. I agree.
I'm just saying.
I agree.
And the money aspect of it is just making them richer so they can go out and buy the $100,000 electric vehicles and they can ride around in them and they can have free reign of the roads. Because when you're stuck with riding a bicycle or a horse, that's to be your only 2 options, you ain't gonna go too far.
Just on that note, California has asked residents to avoid charging their vehicles right now because there's a power shortage.
Come on, people. This is California, man. Stop listening to those idiots. Nancy Pelosi, man, I'm sorry. Somebody dug her out of a grave and brought her back to life for some reason. I don't know, man. That woman is nuts.
I'm half tempted to get Tony back on the show and let him go over where this all started again, because I think people need to be reminded how we got to this freaking point.
Bless, man. This is crazy.
And
Their leaders aren't even following through with what they want to do.
No.
Like AOC and all them.
They want, it's simple. They're on their pedestal and they want you to be down here so they can go wherever they want to go. And it's okay for them.
And to mask what they're actually doing,
Mm-hmm.
they create news problems like racism. Nancy Pelosi and all her little Democratic cronies out there take kneeling a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And
just
creating that kind of controversy just so this other garbage will get pushed over.
Well, yeah. Well, get this, Justin. There's another variant coming out. Oh, imagine that. Oh.
Yeah, no kidding, right? It's kind of like the flu, right?
Have you guys heard this one? It's called, this came out, and if you got any common sense, this come out because the PCR test can't differentiate between the flu and the COVID. Okay. So now you go in with the flu, they test you, they say, oh, you're positive, you got COVID, but then you demand a flu test. They say, oh, you've got the flu too. So now they're calling it flu-rona. Okay.
It sounds like something my 9-year-old daughter would have come up with.
That's what they're calling it now, flu-rona.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to the doctor unless I'm about dead.
Yeah.
I haven't even been back to the VA. Of course, I got a checkup coming with the VA soon, but I'm like dreading it because I don't want to go anywhere near these doctor's offices.
Well, that's another group of people that are getting hit extremely hard with all these mask mandates
Mhm.
and vaccinations is us veterans that have to go through the VA system.
Mhm.
Man, I haven't been able to see my own doctor in almost a year now.
Mhm.
Anytime I've had like a couple weeks ago when I broke my tailbone and my ribs, vicious laundry accident. I'll let you people know about that later on. As funny as it sounds, because it's hilarious, but I get sent somewhere else, which is fine. I mean, I like going out in the community, going to urgent care facilities like that. That's cool. But man, my own doctor doesn't see what's going on, for herself. And, I'm old school like that with my physicians. I want my doctors to physically see me in person. That way they know,
Mhm.
not just get information over the internet or over the phone or something like that, man. So I broken tailbone, broken ribs. Couldn't even see him because of this garbage, all this nonsense going on, because they are so flooded with, especially older veterans that need that kind of care. But yeah, I couldn't even get in. So that'd be another way to get rid of veterans.
Yeah.
Clog
I
up the
mean-
system so bad where they can't get care.
Right. I mean, people, we've told you all this, and we tell you the information we're finding. For a fact, mainstream media is not telling you. There are, the only way I can say it, there are chess pieces moving in this country, and the majority of people don't see it. We've got to make a change this year for the 2022 elections. We've got to get the rhinos out of office, and we've got to vet these politicians that are going in. America is still one of the greatest countries. But if we lose that freedom, then that greatest country is gone right out the window. We'll be just like, Somalia and some of the rest of these countries with these dictatorships and communism. Freedom isn't free. And Ronald Reagan, I'll quote Ronald Reagan again, America is the last stand for freedom on this planet. And it's under attack. So, Bill, you got anything else? Where are we at?
We are at 32.
Okay. Anything else? Justin?
No,
Final word?
actually, I think you covered it really well right there. I like that. That's
Yeah.
a good place to kind of stop and think about it for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, all right. We hope we gave you all some good information, at least to make you think. As we say all the time, you've got to look this stuff up yourself. Don't just let the TV feed you what they want to give you. You got to look it up. But we've got the website, bluecollarminutemen.com. I just updated last night. Like I said earlier, I've put some links on the web page. If you get on the website, go to the Contact Us section and then kind of scroll down, you'll see the links. That way you can see what we were talking about. Also check us out on Spreely. We're on Facebook as BCMM. Check us out on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute. However, we may not be on YouTube after this. but we're okay with that because you can go to the website on the main page, scroll down to the bottom and view this video. So
Now, with that being said, February has now been announced for Trump's new social media platform will be operational. Social Truth. They have now partnered and signed an agreement with Rumble. So the two will be combined, and
awesome.
all your videos and everything from Rumble will be visible on Truth Social.
Awesome.
So we've signed up early for that. We should be on that platform as soon as it comes out.
Heck yeah.
I'll
All
be
right.
on it.
No, I'm gonna get on as soon as it drops.
All
All
right.
right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for being with us. As always, God bless you all. God bless America. Y'all have a good weekend.
Have a good weekend.